Alright, hi there internet people. I just wanted to show you how to boot up, a net bootable Linux distribution, Debian. So let's go ahead and... So what I've done here is I've already created the test Droplet, it's a little one. It's running Wheezy right now, so I have what I need to get that done. Let's look at the console access real quick. Ignore that. I'm also going to pull this machine up real quick. Oh. And we're going to do that so that we can actually reboot it. So let's go ahead and... So first off, what I've done is I've downloaded the netinst Linux kernel and initrd to a server that I have somewhere else and just made this quick install.txt. It's iPXE compatible. This is not necessary, but it's just fun to put in there just for fun. So what's going to happen is the pre-execution environment's going to load this up because I'm going to tell it to, and then we're going to start with our installation. Sorry, first things first. Let's reboot. Here's the fun part, catching the PXE. Alright. Let's type up config net0. Thankfully, they have the gateway right there. And I can't type, so just bear with me. Alright, double check. 241, 221. Cool, let's go. So I hit Control X. We're back where we kind of wanted to be. Open up net0. Check route. Hey, look at that. Chain. HTTP. Here's my other server. .241. If I can type 196.239/install.txt, and with any luck, all right, cool, huh? So I want to go over some of the gotchas with you real quick, just to make sure that you don't get got by the gotchas. And let you know that you can actually make a mild amount of change, but I wouldn't really suggest it. So first things first. Oh, and you know, for what it's worth, you can get to a point in this installer where you can do the rest of the installation over the network. I'm going to show you where you can do that real quick, but I won't be taking that route. Mostly because I like pain. Oh, that's horrible. Well, we could have canceled that at any time. Let's go ahead and configure the network manually. IP address 192.241.221.56. And it'll guess a few things for me, which makes me super happy. Name server, gotta change that. Check that out. Nice and zippy. There's actually quite a few things we won't be installing. Like, a lot of things. Like most everything. So I don't know if you saw the resolution change, but what that says to me is they're using an intelligent version of KVM, and if you really could find a PXE way of booting Windows 7, go for it. You'll just have to go through this procedure every single time you reboot. But if you really wanted to run Windows, go for it. You probably can. I think that a lot of people that use BSD, all two of you, would really appreciate this as well. So we're at the root password phase. I'm going to go back at this point. What I prefer to do is have a different Debian configuration priority. Oh, and that's wrong. Low. There we go. And that's just my personal preference. Yes, shadow passwords. Allow login as root. No. Full name for the new user. System administrator. Super secret. Yay, security. Now, I say that, but yeah. A few other things you probably want to do. I just skipped right over it because the Debian configuration priority wasn't set initially, so you should do that. Is select some of these fun things, and one of which is network console. The other one is the OpenSSH client. That way, right off the bat, you'll actually have both SSH server and SSH client available. You'll see why I'm doing that in a few seconds. And continue installation remotely using SSH. I'm not going to do it, so I just set it to a silly password. Configure the clock. Yes. Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind. I always run UTC. I'm cool like that. Alright, and detect the disks. So here's the fun part. We need to get this right, otherwise the DigitalOcean kernels and the PXE environment that they're using will not find the root file system all that gracefully. So just take what they had before, format it X4, set it to root. Personally, I don't like A times. Doesn't matter too much since it's on SSD, right? Well, at least SSD backed. And that's the magic right there, guys. DigitalOcean root. Do root. You can always change that. I like 1%. You could change this too, which is very useful. Both of these are, well, I think this one is changeable after the fact. And finish and complain. Yes, I want to continue on with swap, so no, I do not want to return. Write changes. Oh no, there goes our datas. And install the base system. Zippity doo dah. Yep. So you should be able to go alt left and right a little bit, just like you would any computer that's doing this installer and has Linux on it. Kind of see what's going on. Oh look, I have half a gig of RAM. Yay, things are mounted. It's wonderful. Things are getting installed. That's the That's my favorite thing right there. Having things get installed. So if you want to start off with a kind of a different situation, change that to priority equals low. I goofed up and made that critical. That's going to bring open a whole bunch of different settings that most of us power users really appreciate. I just goofed, so oh well. I'm going to attempt to pause this, maybe. Control Mod P. Apparently that's the magic secret. Alright, so now we're back on here. A little bit later. Oh no, is it grabbing the kernel? Yep, it's going to be grabbing locales and kernel. This could be a while. Pause mode back on. Alright, and the next important bit is making sure we have a matching kernel. You should probably just choose that, and the reason for that is so that we get the modules. However, we don't have the modules immediately available to us. They don't actually work, so it's actually safe to choose none. And then we'll transfer in modules as we need them from another one of our hosts. What I tell you, open SSH right there, right off the bat. It's very nice. What I'm trying to, put in perspective here is that it's installing it without all of the other requirements. So we don't have like XAuth and a lot of X libraries installed when it does that. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to just show you kind of my way of maintaining packages, which is short and sweet. Nope. Not gonna happen. I only pulled maybe 1 or 2 files from there. Otherwise, just takes too long to download them. Download the lists, parse them, put them all into memory, blah blah blah. My biggest one that I download from Contrib is the GeoIP database from Contrib. That's fine. Here's my favorite part. Let's get some software installed. Yeah. So this is not running nearly as zippy as I want it to. Sorry, DigitalOcean, for saying that. No, I don't really need to do that. No. Alright, favorite part. See what we're installing here, just a few different little things. Gotta love dictionaries. They keep us in line. Alright, continue without bootloader. That's fine. We're cool. And finish. I feel like there's something else I need to do. At this point, it probably wouldn't be a horrible idea to bring in modules from another system, and that would be by going over here, loading up the target, and then installing rsync real quick, apt-get install rsync, blah blah blah, and then bringing everything into lib modules, and then running depmod-a. That way, you know, see right there, it actually gives you what you need. So if things break, bring them in. If things don't break, don't bring them in. Either way, they're not going to be loadable, even if we install the kernel. So we still very much need to have the modules from the DigitalOcean compiled kernels. And those are on the original image for the image you selected. So we're going to finish the installation real quick, which involves rebooting and crossing of fingers. Considering how much we pay per hour for these, fingers don't have to get crossed that tight. Congratulations, you've just bootstrapped. Like the real old school bootstrap. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what do you know? Oops, what was my password? So here's the big thing right here. Oh, see, don't even have less. Nice, huh? We barely have anything installed. It's beautiful that way. Absolutely gorgeous. So here's a few of the things I do to keep things tidy. And by the way, you know, this is you can snapshot this, you can reinstall it, etc. What the guys over at DigitalOcean do is take your machine offline, mount your hard drive, and then go in and reset root passwords, as well as directly interpret the Etsy network interfaces to update it. So they've written some scripts to deal with things above and beyond. If you can't afford that kind of awesomeness in your life and you want to encrypt everything from the get-go, just do it right here, right now, if you need to. But, well, actually, before you did this, as well as if you need to run LVM for doing anything, do it right here. And what you could get out of LVM is you have actually several other droplets that are helping combine into a larger storage space. That's something that's becomes possible at this point as well, using tools like iSCSI, ATA over Ethernet, Sheep and Kali, a few other things. Oh, see, yeah, don't mind me. So, I usually just do this. I do it as root as well, which is actually pretty handy. Sudo, make me a sandwich. Alright, so what that's going to do is it's going to keep a lot of things from hassling me when I start installing new packages. So the first package I typically install is debfoster. Oh, and then I actually want to change my debconf priority again. Again, sandwiches. So what debfoster does is it attempts to, and does a very good job of, even though not 100% always, keep control of what's installed in your system. I'm going to kind of show you real quick what that means. So, sudo debfoster. Do I want this? Yes, 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 yes. Alright. So what I've done is I've preceded var lib debfoster keepers. with a few things that I absolutely said yes to. So if I debfoster python as root, it's going to install Python for me. Notice it's not bringing in a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm going to install a few things, just to make my life slightly less cumbersome. So what happens when we apt-get? Well, this is a good way of staging your packages. So if you have to do some Python builds, but you don't necessarily like that being installed, which it's not at the moment, which is wonderful, what I can do is apt-get install build essentials and Python dev as root. And I can spell it right. And I can be less impatient. I'm going to pause this while it's going at it. Alright, done downloading. Now it's just unpacking. Alright, now I can do whatever monstrosity it was I wanted to do with this big bad boy installed, including this big bad boy installed. Well, it's not that bad. Being able to compile on remote machines, not that great. Now, of course, the security standpoint of just running indispensable clones, or actually very dispensable clones, kind of makes things easier on. But I'm asked if I want to keep it, including all of those dependencies. And all of those dependencies. And now I can just select P and make them all go away. So use debfoster, folks. That's the biggest thing. And of course, as always, keep a tidy system.